close. Come close. Come close. Come close. Come close. Closer now. Closer now. Come close. Come close. Closer now. Closer now. Stars, don't fail me now. Stars, don't fail me now. Stars, don't fail me now. Stars, don't fail me. Rays of light, 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 light. La 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 la, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Rays of light, 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 light. Welcome to another horrid, despicable episode of the apocalypse. It's too late. The choice has already been made. You are currently in the apocalypse. You are being overrun by pedophile, Nazi, incel supremacists. Not only that, what they all don't know is they are running headlong into the abyss, for they are literally the minions of the Antichrist. That's the Antichrist, the one we've heard about for thousands of years. The verified, unfortunately. So since you have already made your choice, you have chosen the apocalypse, you are now in urgent need of a guide. Activated your guide. You fools. For I had been sitting quietly on the banks of the lake, just relaxing for eons, just waiting for the call. For where I am from, I am known as Death 2, or Second Death. So if you activate me, if I am called down here to guide you, well, you have chosen peril and horror and the end. You fools, I am your guide, your humble guide. Nicholas, so good to see you a bloody game. Like I have been saying, son, you rubes really know how to pick them. For under every rock of your chosen representatives, there is another pedophile, murderer, criminal, liar, minion of Satan, just like you. That's why they appealed to you. Did you not know that? If you weren't of Satan, if they were not of Satan, they wouldn't have appealed to you. 'Tis that simple. There is no other explanation. My only advice I could give you is no longer be of Satan. Renounce your prior path and your prior preference for representation, for what you sign your bloody, accursed name upon. Cross out your signature that God the Father and Christ himself may uncross out your name in the book of life. Walk the opposite path. Walk away from the Antichrist. That is the only advice I can give you now. You do not have much time, and I know you've heard that millions of times over thousands of years. This is different. I am second death. I am here. That is how I know it is different. I have been called. I am here. You fucked up bloody royally. Let's begin. Noel Castler. I'm learning more details about all these Epstein emails, things I didn't notice in the, cavalcade of pedophilia yesterday that was revealed and a day before. Noel Castler. Do you realize how much of an absolute scumbag one has to be to email Jeff Epstein on Christmas Day to check in about visiting his island to party with sex-trafficked girls because apparently the owner of this app doesn't? Yes. What I didn't notice, one of Leon's emails to Epstein is on Christmas. On Christmas, he's planning his, underage girl sex trafficking party if he's not into worse than that. I don't know. I'm not behind closed doors with that thing called Leon Scum. On Christmas, son. Got like 10 kids by 9 different baby mamas. On Christmas, he thinking about the sex party at Epstein's place and sending emails about it. Holy fucking shit, man. And here I have the date blown up on the email so you can see December 25th. Look at that. Yeah, Leon, this ain't going away. You're a pedo, dude. You ain't gonna make this go away with a tweet. I'm sorry. You can't buy your way out of this shit. Neither can Donnie. This is your legacy now. Is you proud of yourself? Scumbag who's gonna goddamn burn? Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Think about all the children you starved. Think about you waving the chainsaw up on stage when you're burning, son. Was it fun? Was it worth it? Think about how cute you looked in your Baphomet night outfit for Halloween. I'm sure that will be consolation in the fire. One more time, Christmas. That's what Leon Scum's doing on Christmas. Not thinking about his 19 children, but 87 different women, all IVF. We know the Gestapo's been wearing masks. We have that secret police force. I showed you a picture the other day, yesterday, the day before, the female journalist they kidnapped in the middle of the night, masked DEA. Even though they were Gestapo with DEA patches, it was obvious. But they're presented as DEA with masks. Today, as they're arresting some goddamn podcaster they must have put on a list and targeted, now we have FBI that doesn't look like FBI, and they're masked. That don't look like FBI to me, son. That looked like Gestapo with an FBI patch. I don't know. I'm not buying it. What happened to the blue jacket and the credentials hanging around your neck? What happened to that? Now it's a masked guy in green or tan pants who looks like he's ready to go to war. Kind of looks like Gestapo to me. So now we have a secret DEA police force. If they were DEA, I don't think they were. I think Donnie and the boys are just sending Gestapo out because no one else wants to work with them, son. People are quitting in fucking droves. They got to beg for lawyers. I'm not kidding. I got the shots for you. This Gestapo, that ain't no goddamn FBI. And they targeted this dude. I told you lists would be made, right? Ian Austin is a technology journalist who reports on privacy, surveillance, and civil liberties, including government use of facial recognition and data tracking, with work published by outlets like ARS Technica. Video of FBI arrest in Ian Austin. A journalist. Obviously, he was targeted. I highly doubt they just stopped him in a parking lot or on the street. And again, that's Gestapo with FBI patch. So now we have mass secret FBI, mass secret DEA, mass secret Gestapo out on our streets, murdering people, raping, looting, pillaging, destroying people's property, and trying to kill them and arrest them afterwards. Journalist. Not worst of the worst. Oh, I hate you. And you know who I'm talking to. I mean that goddamn sincerely. And I'm willing to take the heat with the man. And fuck you too. I know mass secret police are great for America. I know the argument you'll make. That's why you're going to burn. Because I already know every argument you will make before you open your worthless fucking mouth. And I'm talking to a whole segment of the population. And this person, they damn near killed, concussion, broken skull, possible internal bleeding. And they lied and said he was running and ran into a brick wall. And you'll say that's good too, right, Roops? Again, that's why you're going to burn, son. Keep making the devil's arguments. All the way to the flames. Probably still be making them into flames. This ain't hot. What do you mean? What do you mean, libs? This ain't hot. Donnie's great. My ass ain't on fire. What are you talking about? The flames coming off your ass? That's what we're talking about. ICE agents initially claimed Mondragon had tried to flee while handcuffed and purposely ran headfirst into a brick wall. Staff members at Hennepin County Med Center determined he could not possibly account for the fractures and bleeding throughout the man's 31-year-old's brain. A CT scan revealed at least 8 skull fractures, life-threatening hemorrhages in at least 5 areas of his brain. Yeah, they almost killed him. And he'll probably never be the same again if he's got 8 skull fractures and hemorrhaging of the brain and all that. So that's life-altering damage, damn near death. I would call that attempted murder once again by the Gestapo. 2 actual executions. Another woman shot 5 times. This is the short list, son, I'm giving you, too. You cunts destined to burn. So attempted murder on that woman they shot 5 times, attempted murder on this guy. 2 public executions. Countless people maced, gassed, babies gassed. Macing in cars as they drive by. Macing people, filming them as they drive by. That's the new thing, drive-by macings. But if the public started macing them, that'd be a problem, right? Right, Gestapo? Right, Hitler? Right, Roops? Then they'd be breaking the law, right? But the cunt in the mask driving by people, macing them, that's cool, right, Roops? That's why you got a bird, son. Once again, I already know every argument you're going to make. I already know what's in your worthless head. I've seen it all. I've heard it all. And all I hear is, I'm of Satan. That's all I hear in your words, in your text. Don't waste your time, son. You can chat with your boy Satan in the lake when he's in there burning next to you. You'll have all eternity to chat. You can compare arguments. Maybe you can figure out a talking point that'll get you to fuck out the lake. I highly doubt it, though. Here's Leon's attempt to make his pedophilia go away. A post by Leon Scum. No one pushed harder than me to have the Epstein files released, and I'm glad that has finally happened. No, that wasn't until you got thrown out of the Reich, when you got the foot up the ass. And did you notice, Leon, when you made your little move, when you moved your chess piece, you and Pete Thale and JD? Did you notice everything that Donnie put out about you? None of it's redacted. A lot of other names and things are redacted and actually been taken down, Leon. Did you notice all your shit's not redacted and it's all out there? Do you think that's a mistake, son? You made your move. Now Donnie making you pay for it. And that little bitch-ass couple things you wrote about Donnie is nothing compared to what he put out about you. But I know, Leon, your love of Satan and the Reich will stop you from revealing the rest about Donnie. I know. Let me finish this. I had very little correspondence with Epstein and declined repeated invitation. That's a complete lie. We got the emails to prove otherwise. He was there several times. And Leon's trick was go to an island nearby and then travel that way. Obviously. That was a lot of people's trick. The smart ones would go to another island and then go over. Not just come right from here to there. That's what Leon did. But not every time. So he had very little correspondence. That's not true. He's been there several times. Begged to be there. Declined repeated invitations. That's not true. You declined one. To go to his island and fly on Lolita. But was well aware that some email correspondence with him could be misinterpreted and used by detractors to smear my name. No, Leon, you were there several times. And I'll say that to your lawyer, son. To your lawyer. And you won't sue. Just like Donnie. I already know. I don't care about that, but what I do care about is that we at least attempt to prosecute those who committed serious crimes with Epstein, especially regarding heinous exploitation of underage girls. That means you would go to prison, Leon. We all know you did it too. You can stop pretending. I know for a long time this corporate cunt mentality worked on the masses. I watched it work. I watched countless scumbag executive, politician, etc. get caught red goddamn handed and then put a message out just like this and expect us to believe it. As if you're some type of god or something and you can just make the truth fucking go away that you're a goddamn pedophile. No, son. Just like your boy Mark, whatever the fuck that idiot's name is, who couldn't even sit in a chair. Every human on earth knew he was on coke. The next day he tries to put some wise guru, my mind's different, I'm different than you, we're better, they're drugging us message out. When we all know he's just another worthless asshole on cocaine. Nothing special. You neither, Leon. You ain't special at all. Your daddy was rich. And if he wasn't, we wouldn't even know your name. You'd be no one. And without the welfare, son, you and Greasy Pete be back in South Africa doing Nazi salutes in the mirror. I don't know. Whatever you fucking guys did before you came into our lives. But I want to say this. No one's buying it, Leon. We got the emails to prove you were there several times, and you begging to be there. Fuck off. Spare us. No one's buying it. I want to say this to you, Leon, because I know my messages reach a lot more people than the view counter. Believe me. Leon, did you think you were the most evil? Did you think you were the most cold-hearted? Did you think you had the blessing? Did you think you were smarter than Donnie? Did you think you were more calculating than Donnie? Did you think you had a chance to beat him? Did you think you had a chance to receive the blessing? You did not. As evil as you are, son, and you are evil, my God, you're the closest thing to Donnie I've ever seen. In comparison. But you are not Donnie. Donnie is pure goddamn evil. You a child in comparison. Hence you putting one bitch-ass tweet out about him being in the files, making your big move. He puts every email with your name on it, unredacted, out there for the whole world to read. You fucking moron. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you're going to get when you fuck with the dragon's boy. The imp is the dragon. You know him. You worship him, Leon. I know you do. I know what you into. You showed me. But the dragon's boy who got the blessing, that's Donnie. That's not you. It ain't Greasy Pete. It ain't Jared Kushner. It ain't J.D. Vance. Any of you fuckers that think you're going to take him out, I told you this a long time ago, not a fucking chance. You're dealing with Adolf. Same spirit that was in Adolf is in Donnie. They are the same thing. And anyone that crosses them will die. Or get a foot up the ass like Leon. Get told that you better pipe down or you ain't getting welfare no more. You go back to South Africa with nothing. And just as the cherry on top, just to let you know, just to make sure you've heard my message and you understand what I'm about to do to you, willing to do to you. If you want to continue down this road, I'm going to release every email of your interactions with Epstein and show the entire world you're a pedo, just like me. That's what Donnie did to that motherfucker. I know what Leon thought. I told you this before. He thought he was Adolf Hitler, the co-chancellor that would eventually be chancellor. No, Leon. I told you and Greasy Pete and JD right back in January, maybe before, Donnie has the blessing. You are not it. Donnie is it. I'm sorry you wasted your whole life worshiping the devil, thinking you might have a chance to be that Caesar of the earth. Nope, it's Donnie, sorry. Donnie's more vile than you. Donnie's more calculating. He's more evil. He's more disgusting. He has the blessing. None of you do. None of the rest of you do. You're learning that the hard way. You're also all learning that enabling this monster will be the downfall of you. Look at the consequences you're suffering. We find out Pete Thale had associations with Epstein. I have that shot here too. We've already seen it. Donnie has the blessing. None of you can take them out. I told you that a long time ago. And son, I'm much wiser than you. I don't care how much welfare you got. That doesn't buy wisdom. It buys children, though, doesn't it, Leon? DHS doesn't even try to bother lying. Well, this is the lawyer, Aaron Reichland. The man told the hospital he'd been struck by ICE officers. An ICE officer told the hospital staff the guy got his shit rocked. Then when it became clear how badly he was injured, they claimed he deliberately ran into a wall. Come on, I'm not going to read the little breakdown in the articles. This is just another case that they almost killed somebody and they didn't realize the injuries were so bad. And then once they did this shit, they said, shit, we might go to prison. We need to make up a story. Because the original story was got his shit rocked. Another attempted murder with your name on it, folks. And you know who I'm talking to. I suggest you get your name off. Jeff Epstein had Ghislaine Maxwell tell Leon Scum that they were shutting Epstein Island down. I told you, no one wants Leon around. He's the money in the room. Told you that again months ago. Was he inviting himself too much? Was he too weird for them? Did he freak out the girls? Arrest Elon Musk? All those questions, yes. Yes. He was inviting himself, one. He's the kid no one wants there. They just want his money. Was he too weird? Yeah. Did he freak out the... Of course he fucking did. So this is from G-Max. I don't know why they have Ghislaine's name blacked out here. We've already seen what Ghislaine's email title looks like. And the capital G at the beginning kind of gives it away that we've already seen this before. But the rest is blacked out. It looks like that. I don't know why they bothered. Ghislaine to Elon. Epic Island Vacation is the subject. I'm so sorry, Elon. You just missed Jeff. He actually told me he was thinking of winding down the entire Little St. James operation. Bummer. If it starts up again, we'll be sure to let you know. Ghislaine is so normal in her writing. The email I read you yesterday, I noticed that too. It's just so normal. But she ain't normal, son. And the reason she did that is because it starts off with this. This is Leon, I assume. Hi, Jeff. I was thinking of flying down for an epic vacation. Yeah, that's Leon. Someone told me it's blacked out. You were planning a party. Girls, FTW. I don't know what FTW means. I cleared my calendar. What are the details? Thank you, good sir. So he cleared his calendar. He invited himself. He made it clear that I want girls. Plural. So, so Jeff then emails Ghislaine about the subject, Epic Island Vacation. Deal with this. Thank you. And there's the G at the beginning again. And again, we already know what her email looks like. It says G Max something in all caps. So that's when Ghislaine says, oh, you just missed him. Being that perfect corporate secretary. And we're about to shut it all down. Sorry, the sex orgies with 9-year-olds, we're going to shut it down for a little bit, Leon. Sorry. Can you fucking believe this? Look, this is indisputable. You've got Leon Scum saying, I want a party. I hear you're going to have an epic party. I'm inviting myself. I want girls. I cleared my fucking calendar. What's up, Jeff? Jeff freaks out. Messages Ghislaine, can you handle this? Thank you. Not please. Deal with this. Thank you. That's it. I'm so sorry, Elon. You just missed Jeff. He actually told me he was thinking of winding down the entire Little St. James operation. You know, the orgies with little girls. Bummer. If it starts up again, we'll be sure to let you know. Actually, that should be done in a British accent because I believe Ghislaine is British. And what did Leon just write a minute ago? What was that? No one pushed harder to me than have the Epstein files released. These emails, Leon, your emails with them back and forth, did you fight to get those released? I bet you didn't. No, you only fought to get them released after you got a foot up the fucking ass by Donnie Shitbags. And you know your name's all in the shit too. You know you've been there and you're pretending it was just Donnie and not you. Are you insane? Because Donnie had the power all that time and now, obviously, because we're all reading them out loud, to release your shit. Are you not? I guess you must be. No one pushed harder, Leon says. I'm glad that's finally happened. Realize? Really? Your emails begging to go there and Ghislaine telling you to fuck off? You're glad those are out. And how does one misinterpret those? You begging to go there, mentioning girls specifically, plural, and epic partying, and you'll be down his way, and you cleared your fucking... I mean, you couldn't be any more enthusiastic and about it, Leon. What are we misinterpreting, you fat bastard? I had very little correspondence. Yeah, because they told you to fuck off. Again, it lends credence to Leon being the most cringe thing ever born. Being cringe personified. Leon was very rich at the time of all this. And he's asking a sex trafficker if he can come down, throw some money his way, get some girls, have a good time. And the sex trafficker doesn't want him around. That's how much of a douchebag you are, Leon. The most prolific sex trafficker who could use you and your money is trying to blowing you off because you're that level of a douchebag that no one wants around. Holy fuck, man. And Epstein, what'd he say about Donnie, even though they were best fucking friends? He's the most evil thing I've ever seen. That's what he said. Again, the most prolific sex trafficker. An evil fuck himself. Is one astounded by Leon's douchebaggery, can't even be near the motherfucker. And is astounded by the evil within Donnie. That's amazing. But you're not. The Rube, the Christian Rube or Rube at the bottom. You're not horrified by the evil within Donnie. But Mr. Epstein was. Fuck does that say about you, son? Amazing. Epstein trafficked 3 girls to Leon Scum. Let's see this email. To Leon from Leslie Groff. I don't know who that is. Hello, Mary Beth. I have now sent you a copy of all 3 girls' passports. Sorry is upside down, but I figure you will print. Jeffrey will have his ID with him. Thank you, Leslie, assistant to Jeffrey Epstein. Leslie Groff. Was that Groff, possibly? That might have been Leslie Groff instead of Ghislaine, but I can't see what Leslie... It just says her name. It doesn't say like G Max like Maxwell's was, with the big capital G in the beginning. So maybe that was Ghislaine. This one is definitely not Ghislaine. So 3 girls, passports given to Mary Beth. That must be Leon's assistant or something at the time. So obviously, Mr. Scum and Mr. Epstein had 3 girls, and they had a little hangout. Or Mr. Epstein was delivering the 3 girls to Leon. Guaranteed. Pictures of passports were sent. Are you sure you didn't hang out, Leon? Because it sounds like you did. You got literal secretaries emailing back and forth about little girls' passports. What's up with that, Leon? We know what's up with that. Don't worry. We know. I look forward to your future posts trying to make all this go away and laughing at them. You thought you were going to take out Donnie? This is what you get, son. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Breaking, Musk planned epic vacation to Epstein Island for girls. Let's read that one more time. Leon Scum to Jeff. Hi, Jeff. I was thinking of flying down for an epic vacation. Blacked out. Told me you were planning a party. Girls FTW. I cleared my calendar. What are the details? Thank you, good sir. Utterly inviting himself to this man's soiree. And then again, he got his assistant, or he got Ghislaine, to give him the brush off. Leon's story is he got invited and he turned it down. There is one email where he turns down an invite, and it's totally contrived. I run 3 companies, and he lists the 3 companies. Total contrivance. He must have thought one day, this stuff's going to come out eventually. I need to write an email where I decline an invitation from him. It sounds so fake. Because you can't, when you've already hung out with the man 3-4 times, however many times he did, and I guarantee it was multiple times, you can't then write an email, I decline the invite. I run 3 companies. I don't think that's the right thing to be doing right now. No, he wrote that after the fact. Once he knew shit was about to come out. Ted Lieu, that's Mr. Lieu to you. Fucking recognize. Ted Lieu is commenting on some Leon emails. Grok, how do you interpret the emails referencing Leon Scum in the Epstein files? And he's talking about this. Last year, Leon Scum said Jeff Epstein tried to get him to go to the island, but he refused. New emails show Leon Scum actively asking Epstein what day night will be the wildest party. Now, when this info came out... Oh no, this might be new. He's talking about Sky News. This is a post by Leon. And you'll notice what word's missing from this. Shame on Sky News for this utterly misleading headline. Anyone pushing this false narrative deserves complete contempt. Epstein tried to get to go to his island and I refused. Yet they named me even before Prince Andrew, who did visit. Okay, last year Leon posted that when some info came out about Leon. What does Leon not say in this post about Sky News? What word's missing, class? SUE. I'm going to sue you. That's what's missing from Leon's post. He talks about having contempt for them. Yeah, I get that. What about the lawsuit, son, if you're innocent? Any rich person accused of this would sue if a paper ran a headline they didn't like. He doesn't even threaten it. I think we all know why, son. Same reason Donnie doesn't sue when the pedophilia shit comes up. Never. Need a sip of water. It's very cold here tonight and I have the heat on. 42 degrees. It's never 42 degrees here. Drying out my throat faster. Okay, let's look at the email. If I could even read it because it's a little blurry. I could fly back early on the 3rd. We will be in St. Bart's. When should we head to your island on the 2nd? You start at the bottom because it probably goes bottom to top. Probably just Tallulah and me. What day night will be the wildest party on your island? That's November 25, 2012. So him and his girl, when will the wildest party be? He'll be down. We'll be in St. Bart area over the holidays. Is there a good time to visit? That's December 11th. Leon. This is Jeff, I think. Any day, play it by ear. If you want, always space for you. That doesn't sound very enthusiastic. Oh, probably the 1st then, Leon says, because Jeff said the 1st is okay. The 2nd or 3rd would be perfect. I will come get you. That's Jeff. Leon wants to get there as soon as possible, wants to get there on the 1st. You notice that? I did. Actually, I could fly back early on the 3rd. We'll be in St. Bart's. Is your island on the 2nd? Wait. We'll be in St. Bart's. When should we head to your island on the 2nd? That's a question. Jesus Christ. Remember this. Right before Leon had left the White House, it was alleged that he had gotten in a fight with Scott Bessent. Leon lied and said his son punched him in the eye. Remember when Leon Scum said Trump was in the Epstein files and had a black eye the same week? No, he said he was in the Epstein files, I believe, after he got the foot up the ass. Because Leon left this day. And you can see the black eye. And in the video, he's doing that neck weird thing. He's doing the weird where he like rotates his neck. Because he's probably on an E-bomb and shit. So again, he's standing there with the fucking black eye. He's got Donnie's foot up his ass. He's about to leave for good. I don't think this is because of the Epstein stuff, even though the people are saying it. Because I think he made the comment after he left this day online. The fight with Scott Bessent sounds more logical because a lot of the cabinet members hated Elon because they had departments they were trying to run, even though they were trying to run them crookedly. Leon was getting in the way because Leon thought he was president. Leon expected to eventually be president. So he acted like that. We all saw him in the White House with his kid using it as a babysitting service, giving speeches in the White House. None of that was normal. The president having a roommate, that's not normal. The richest man in the world. So none of the cabinet people liked him, and I believe Scott said something to him. I can't remember what it was, saying he's crooked, something like that. Some allegation. And Leon like shoulder charged him or something. And Besson allegedly punched him. And that's where the black eye came from. Or he just hit his eye on Besson as he shoulder charged him. Because the black eye doesn't look that bad. It's more like on the side here. But he could have caught a punch on the side of the eye. But just look at this man. Obviously gacked up. Black eye. 15 baby mamas. That have to contact him online, even though he's the richest man in the world, thanks to your welfare and only your welfare. He's a deadbeat dad. They got to contact him online for their fucking child support money and about his children that he had with them. There's only one phrase to describe that son. And it starts with white and it rhymes with ash. I need to take a break. It's freezing outside and I don't want to. But I need to. My apologies. I'll be back shortly. God damn, it's freezing outside. Fuck. I am not used to this anymore. Motherfucker. Can't even enjoy a fucking cigarette and shit. Oh my God. Fucking Leon. Look at him one more time. What is this one? This is from Jeff? No, to Jeff, from Leon. Will you come to the Caribbean this... No, that's Jeff. Will you come to the Caribbean this Xmas? Woody Allen with me, you might enjoy. And Leon just says yes. So, again, confirming future plans with Epstein. Multiple emails, not just one. Incredible. And could this be any more cliche pedo than fucking Epstein hanging out with Woody Allen? I mean, my God. Fucking incredible, man. A must-read investigation into a Mexican immigrant with no criminal record who was hospitalized in Minneapolis with multiple skull fractures while in ICE custody. Gee, I wonder how he got those. Federal agents claim he ran headfirst into a wall. Doctors determined that was impossible. About 4 hours after his arrest, he was taken to a hospital ER in suburban Edina with swelling and bruising around his right eye and bleeding. A CT scan revealed at least 8 skull fractures and life-threatening hemorrhages in at least 5 areas of his brain, according to court documents. He was then transferred to HCMC. Castaneda Mondragon was alert and speaking, telling staff he was dragged and mistreated by federal agents, though his condition quickly deteriorated. Yeah, I imagine so, with multiple bleedings on the brain and multiple skull fractures. They almost killed that motherfucker. That's attempted murder, in my opinion. They should all have been arrested. My God. Brett Ratner with Epstein and a teenage girl. Brett Ratner with our First Lady at the premiere of Melania movie, which he directed. Like I said, folks, you people really know how to pick them. You didn't just pick one pedophile, you picked an entire fucking crew of pedophiles. And Donnie in D.C. has created a sanctuary city for pedophiles. Literally. Almost everyone he hires. They even hire pedos to help out with their movies. Isn't it awesome? In an email on September 11, 2013, Mr. Richard Branson, founder of the Virgin Group, wrote to Mr. Epstein, "It was really nice seeing you yesterday," he added. "Anytime you're in the area, would love to see you, and here's the point, as long as you bring your harem," and that has an exclamation point. So Mr. Branson has partaken. Are we going to find out Mr. Bezos has partaken because he's the only space guy left? The other two are pedos hanging out with Epstein. Multiple times, because Branson says, anytime, as long as you bring the girls. Leon Scum last year. Epstein tried to get me to go to his island and I refused. Musk to Epstein emails. What day night will be the wildest party on your island? I really want to hit the party scene. Is there a good time to visit? Right. That's the truth. And the truth isn't Leon refused. The truth is Epstein and Ghislaine didn't want him around and they started telling him to fuck off. But he had already hung out a few times, I'm sure. Jeff Epstein wrote to Peter Thiel, "That was fun. See you in 3 weeks." Peter Thiel says, "I hung out with Epstein to get tax advice." So Greasy Pete, Leon, Donnie, JD's a goddamn pedophile. Just not with Epstein that we know of. His pedophilia came in other areas with other people, which is why he had to change his name several times. When that information came out again, same old story with all the pedophiles you people love. JD, the couch fucker, threatened to sue. He never sued. The info was not taken down. Got millions of views. Donnie doesn't sue for pedophilia allegations. JD does not sue for pedophilia allegations. Leon Scum does not sue for pedophilia allegations, no matter who says it. Pedophile worshippers, I'm talking to you. The Pizzagate people, all of you. The Rubes, conservative Christians, all of you. Let's do that one more time. When pedophilia allegations are concerned, hurled at the names I'm about to repeat, they do not sue. Ever. Leon Scum, Donnie Shitbags, J.D. Vance. Like I said, folks, you didn't just pick one pedophile. You picked an entire fucking crew. Holy shit. Greasy Pete, too. He was down with Jeff, too. And Pete, why'd you have to get the tax advice in person? I mean, it's the age of the internet. You're all into technology and shit, surveillance, the devil. Why'd you just shoot a few emails back and forth? Why'd you need to hang out? I think we all know the answer to that question. Right, Pete? I hung out with Epstein to get tax advice. Sure, Greasy Pete. Sure you did. Here's Greasy Pete on Rogan when he said that. You can see the grease. Leon, Pete, JD, Donnie. But I know Barack Obama and Joe Biden, they were the bad guys, right? Right, pedophile worshippers? I know. I know. If this is what they decided to release, the still unreleased files must contain cosmic levels of horror and evil in fucking deed. And even though we're not even getting to see the worst of the worst stuff, just the horrible stuff that they put out, the DOJ took back down because it's so bad. So one more time, just like this person said, imagine if they showed us everything. Hello, loser right-wingers in my comments. How are you psychos spinning this one? They literally smash into a random woman's car while making a sudden U-turn in the middle of the street, then jump out, arrest her at gunpoint. Full U.S. citizen minding her fucking business. Chicago, Illinois. Shows Gestapo agents in an unmarked vehicle colliding with the car of Dion Figueroa, a U.S. citizen, before exiting with guns drawn, arresting her at gunpoint. Figueroa was detained for several hours. Later released no charges, of course, because they're never guilty of anything. I did a video earlier where I was yelling about this. I'm not going to yell about it again. But I will say this. Ever since they shot that woman 5 times whose car they hit, she did nothing wrong. All charges were dropped against her. Attempted murder. They tried to kill her. Only because they hit her car. I told you that months ago. I just watched it on video, what I told you it was about. I posted it in the post section. If you'd like to see it, scroll back, find it. Or just search the internet. You'll find it in 3 seconds. This is what happened, and this is standard operating procedure from this point forward, ever since that woman got shot 5 times, and I knew that. Now I got verification. I got to watch it on video, the whole thing. Gestapo in their rental car that you're paying for hit this woman's car, totaled it. Right after they did that, they realized, oh shit, we all about to lose our driver's license, maybe go to jail. Rental car fucked, her property totaled. We need to make this go away. We need to make this her fault, just like we did when we shot that woman 5 times. We need to turn it around on her, so we don't look like fuck ups. And, maybe she'll make a move and we can, shoot her 10 times in the back or so. Or in the face, like we really like to do with women. So all the Gestapo jump out of their mangled vehicle, guns drawn in a chaotic manner, barrels are pointing all over the place. They're totally untrained morons. They could have killed 8 people just getting out the car. And I've seen Gestapo drop their guns and it go off. And I've seen Gestapo's guns go off. Because they're untrained morons. So when they got out of the car, not knowing what they're doing, guns pointed all over the fucking place, because they realized they were being filmed as well. So they all had to pull up their masks real quick. So you can't find out, who the traitors are, who the people that might murder you one day are. Or maybe they'll hit your car and try and get you locked up or kill you. Just because they hit your car. Just like they did with this woman, just like they did with the woman they shot 5 times. They rush her car, the entire group. They pull her out the car. Obviously, she was arrested and taken away. All because they were reckless driving, hit her car. Maybe they were drunk too. Who knows? Maybe they're drinking. Wouldn't surprise me. There's no rules with these fuckers. There's no accountability. No one can arrest them, right? Absolute immunity? Why wouldn't they be fucked up driving? Who's going to stop them? The police? That's a goddamn joke. They're too busy writing seatbelt tickets, letting their citizens get assaulted by masked men. I want you to understand this again. Standard procedure for the Gestapo, I'm going to say it very bluntly. If they hit your car out on the road, because they don't give a fuck, it's a rental car that you're paying for. They just see a warm body, make a U-turn in the middle of traffic. This whole thing was caught on film when they hit her car, everything. Standard procedure, scramble out of the car after you've injured someone and destroyed their property. Try and spin it, make their fault, get out, guns drawn, pull your mask up, rush the car. Maybe she tries to flee. Maybe she makes a move and we can shoot her and kill her and make it her fault, call her a terrorist or something, saying we were involved in an operation, targeted operation. And if she doesn't make a move, we'll just pull her out, say it was her fault, try and lock her up for a few decades. That is standard procedure now. That's what you will face if they hit your car. I hope you're prepared for it. Good luck, son. Oh, I forgot. You'll spend the next 2 years in court fighting it, trying to stay out of jail. 1. You'll probably have to pay bail if any charges stick. You'll spend those 2 years recovering from your injuries, trying to replace your car that they totaled. The government will not help you at all. In fact, they'll smear you and try and put you in prison. Good luck, son. Keith Oberman, I think we're burying the lead here. Trump's legal thugs can't find enough legal thugs willing to come work for Trump. Lawyers are quitting in droves. How do I know? How does Keith know? This is a person named Chad Mizell, and I had no idea who they were before I read this. If you're a lawyer and interested in being a USA attorney, I guess a United States attorney, and support President Trump and anti-crime agenda, DM me. Trump is a criminal. What are we talking about here? You people don't care about crime. You want sycophant lawyers that'll prosecute whoever you want. That's what you're really saying. We need good prosecutors. No, we need sycophants. That's what he's saying. And DOJ is hiring across the country. Gee, I wonder why. Could it be everyone quit? Because they don't want to be your axe man? Now is your chance to join the mission and do good for our country. The Satan's mission? Son? Mr. Mizell is destined to goddamn burn. Now let's see who Mr. Mizell is. Chad Mizell. This is social media. Publicly available. Catholic. Husband and father. Former chief of staff at Trump DOJ. Plus acting GC at DHS. White House alum. All of those credentials are meaningless. Because this man's really representing Satan. That's all he's doing. And you've got these people out here at this point. So many lawyers are quitting. They have to beg the general public on social media to come work for them as a lawyer. Holy fuck. That should tell you the level of crooked that's going on behind the scenes, what they want these prosecutors to do. Don't worry, they'll find the sycophants. There's always a worthless waste of oxygen that's willing to sell their soul for money. There's always another one. They will find them. Don't worry. Again, the ICE agent or Gestapo that hit this woman and then arrested her because they hit her car. Video shows ICE agents in an unmarked vehicle colliding with the car of Diane Figueroa, a U.S. citizen, before exiting with guns drawn and arresting her at gunpoint. And I'm reading this because, Rubes, I already know how your brains work. If it was an illegal alien, you'd say they deserved all that. And it's okay. It was a U.S. citizen. In other words, son, it could be your dumb ass. You could just be out driving one day, and some Gestapo in a fucking boat-sized Suburban totals your car. They got to make it your fault. So they come grab you. Maybe they get to shoot you, too. Maybe you get a little, move your hand or something. Guns drawn, arresting her at gunpoint. Figueroa was detained for several hours, later released without charges. I'm sick of hearing that story. Because that tells me she did nothing wrong in the first place. And again, if you think 5 men coming up to your car at gunpoint after they've ruined it, kidnapping you and taking you down to the station wherever, doesn't fuck up your entire month or year, it ain't no minor goddamn inconvenience, and it's only a little bit traumatic, especially for a woman alone in her totaled car that the cunt mass Gestapo destined to burn just destroyed. I'm sure that those women don't get traumatized at all. It's just a minor inconvenience, right, Rubes? Wait till it happens to you. See how goddamn minor it is. Epstein to Wolf. The original funder for the Steele dossier was Rubio. We already know this. I didn't need Epstein to tell me this. People are acting like this is some big revelation. No. When the Steele dossier was being first debated back in fucking 2015, 16, the truth, reality, Rubes, disingenuous cunts, trolls, Vlad, the truth was the Republicans commissioned that Oppo research with Mr. Steele to get Hillary and all those people. Unfortunately, Mr. Steele kept coming up with information about Donnie and Russians. So Mr. Steele and his dossier that they commissioned, the Republicans, were no longer useful. It was revealing information about them. Because they the goddamn crooked ones, son. They the goddamn traitors. Working with Russia. Then the Democrats, Hillary's people, said, oh, this information looks kind of useful, Mr. Steele. Since the little Marco doesn't want it, we'll take it. And they did. And then it became a talking point for the Rubes for years when, Rubes, it was you and your people that started the Steele dossier. And guess what, Rubes? I know you've heard it a million times online, but that don't mean it's true. It just means you're stupid. Almost everything in the Steele dossier is true. Almost all of it. That motherfucker used his work email to write to Epstein. Who do you think they're talking about? Who was most eager to hang out? Leon, of course. Another thing I didn't notice. I love when people notice shit like this. Leon used his SpaceX.com email, which I find ironic because after the shit hit the fan and info started coming out years ago, when the heat started getting turned up on the Epstein stuff and some info came out about Leon, he wrote a little speech about how he runs 3 companies and he listed the companies and how it's not a wise use of my time to hang out right now. Meanwhile, he uses one of the company emails to correspond. Miramar Martinez. This is the one I always talk about, who was shot 5 times. They tried to kill her, man. Miramar Martinez. Shot 5 times by ICE. The agent told her to do something, bitch, before opening fire. Kind of like fucking bitch, like Fat Fuck Johnny said when he shot Miss Good in the face. You guys are so tough taking on women with a... You gotta have a gun to take on a woman? God, I wish I could call you what I want to call you. I will one day, don't worry. I'll see you in another realm, son. He later bragged 5 shots, 7 holes. They count the bullet holes in people. Remember, a woman gave testimony about Mr. Preddy and them counting the bullet holes. Oh, son. When you're burning. Fat fuck Johnny, I'm talking to you. And the constant shot Miramar. When you're burning and I'm chilling by the lake, I'm going to ask you, hey, you remember how many holes you put in Miss Miramar? Do you remember how many holes you put in Miss Good? Do you remember how many holes you put in Mr. Preddy? Or is the fire too hot? DHS tried to smear her rep, but video footage vindicated her. No, they tried to get her ass locked up after they tried to kill her. After they ruined her car. She escaped all charges, which tells me, again, standard procedure, when they hit somebody's car, get out with the guns, maybe they make a move, or maybe we just kill them, make the whole thing go away, we call them a terrorist, we go about our day. This one survived. They tried to get her locked up forever. I hate you people. You're all gonna goddamn burn lest you turn away, and you won't. I already know. It's already written. And I know you people. It's not within you. And that's obvious. Anyone's still making arguments for any of this at this point. I mean, you're a lost cause. I can't waste my time on you. I'm sorry. We're way past the point of any legitimate argument being made. We were past that point a long time ago, but now it's on a whole nother level of Satan. So again, all I hear, all I read in your words is I'm of the devil. That's all I hear. So don't waste your time. Don't write it out. All I hear is I'm of the devil. My advice to all of you, again, read a book called Revelation. Read about a thing called the lake. It applies to you. That's all I can give you, son. Good luck. Ted Lieu, that's Mr. Lieu to you, fucking recognize. He's talking about this incident. Someone was following and filming the Gestapo. The new tactic, the new standard procedure is stop them, point guns at them, arrest them, then they get released hours later. Again, it doesn't ruin your whole month getting arrested at gunpoint by mass Gestapo, and they know that. They want people to stop filming. That's why they arrest people for filming. It's totally illegal, by the way. Utterly illegal. So they pulled in front of this person. They came out, guns drawn, and they arrested him. Ted Lieu says, Dear DHS.gov, what was the basis for drawing guns on this American and for arresting her? Why did agents then later release her without charges? Again, this is standard procedure. They just arrest people. No probable cause, nothing. Violate the fuck out of your rights, and you just get released later, and that doesn't fuck up your day at all, I'm sure. Right, cunts? Destined to goddamn burn. That's what you'll tell me, right? Minor inconvenience. Until the gun's in your face. Then it won't seem so minor. That's the thing with you people, unless the gun's in your face. You don't care. That's why your country's over. Aaron Rupar says straight up Gestapo shit. This is Homeland Security that put this up. Want affordable housing? Help report illegal aliens in your area. Call the number. If you're an illegal alien, you can take control of your departure using DHS.gov, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Reporting your neighbor. Beginning step was illegal aliens. Next step is you, dumbass. Just like Nazi Germany. I've already explained the skits, the knocks on the door, your wife reporting you, your husband, your child, your neighbor, your coworker. That's what the government wants. And morons, and you know who I'm talking to. They begin with illegal aliens. Then they move to you. One, they're blaming illegal aliens for the lack of affordable housing. That's not remotely true. It's greed, that's all. And I just heard Donnie say yesterday, right in front of the cameras, I'm going to make sure housing prices stay unaffordable. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to keep it that way because I have a real estate empire, and that's all I care about. I don't care about people being able to afford an apartment or a house. So Donnie's going to make sure the prices stay too high for anyone to own a home, anyone to rent an apartment. So how is it illegal aliens' fault? Oh, that's just the racism. That's just the bait, the hook to get your dumb ass to go along, and you already have. It's too late. And then it'll move. Here's the number to call about insurrectionists. Here's the number to call about people that critique the Reich. Here's the number to call about someone who helps an illegal alien. Here's the number to call about anyone who protests. Here's the number to call about anyone that critiques your leader That's what's coming next, and I know the future. You do not. The illegal alien was the doorway to you, moron. Not that your gospel on how we should treat illegal aliens is anything good either. I've talked shit on that for years. And it comes down to this one thing, because I already know what argument you will make. You are that malleable. You're that predictable. You're that worthless. You'll say, move them into your place. That's not the point, son. Disingenuous son. The point is, treat them like human beings. If you want to deport illegals, legitimately, not Gestapos with masks. That's not what I'm talking about. Legitimately deport illegals that are not supposed to be here. You do it humanely. You don't start concentration camps and treat them like trash. And that's been your gospel since before I was born. That's why you're going to burn, son. My gospel is this. If they come over illegally and you want to remove them, you treat them humanely the entire time. That's it. That's all I'm asking. But that's not Satan enough for you people. I know. I know. That's why your talking point is, how many you moving into your house? Ooga ooga. That's not a legitimate argument to my gospel. I'm not saying anyone to move them in their house. I'm saying treat them like human beings, like you'd want to be treated if you were seeking a better life somewhere. A criminal, if an illegal hurts people, put him in fucking prison. But what I'm not seeing is a mass force of illegals raping, terrorizing, torturing, destroying people's property. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing the mass Gestapo sent by the government doing that, murdering U.S. citizens right on the street for nothing. The illegal alien was the doorway to you. This call us about illegals if you want affordable housing. They're the reason housing prices are up. Next is report your neighbor for critiquing the Reich. Next is report anyone you suspect is Antifa. Next is your wife reporting you, your husband reporting you, your son reporting you to the Reich, your neighbor reporting you to the Reich. That's where it's all going. That's where it was always going. Next is you in the camp, not the illegal alien. They're building them right now. Actually, that's the great thing about the Reich. And I understand now that why things can happen so quickly, because the infrastructure is already there. This is the modern world. Everything's already built up. Donnie doesn't have to build concentration camps across the country. Just get warehouses. Buildings are already there. You throw up the chain link, a few cots, one toilet for 1,000 people, and you got yourself a concentration camp. Overnight. That's why everything's going to happen so quickly. The Antichrist got his hands on the most powerful military, already built up over decades and decades with your tax money. That's why he's taking things so quickly. This is why everything can happen so quickly. He doesn't even have to build the camps. The buildings are already fucking there. Governor Tim Walz says it should not take a court order to get a toddler out of prison. Goddamn right it shouldn't. Satanists. Judge orders 5-year-old Liam Ramos and his dad released from ICE detention. And I know what you'll say, Satanists, pedophile worshipers. You'll say the judge that let the 5-year-old out of prison is the bad guy. You'll say the mass murdering Gestapo are the good guy, and your orange pedophile are the good guys. And the judge will let the 5-year-old out of the cage. He's the bad guy, right? Right, Satanists? Right, pedophile worshipers? Again, I already know what gospel you'll preach. That's how malleable and worthless you are. That's how useless to the man you are. That's how useless to your fellow citizens you are. That's how useless to this country you are. For you are the end of it. Literally. And you cheer as it dies. And you cheer when little 5-year-old boys get locked in concentration camps. That is why you will burn, son. Stephen Miller, not just Chad Mizell, begging for lawyers. And it looks like this. He's got Chad Mizell's comment underneath and Stephen Miller's weighing in on it. He's begging too. If you want to combat fraud, crime, and illegal immigration, reach out. Patriots needed. No, sycophant liars needed. That's what Stephen means. And he's looking for a specific type of people. We all know that by the wording. Patriots, also known as traitors. I explained, I was thinking about that earlier, the movie Red Dawn. Again, I explained it to you, how the Rubes, the Patriots, were fighting the Russians. And our government in the movie Red Dawn was fighting the Russians. In our sick, fucking, twisted, goddamn reality, the Rubes are goddamn traitors in league with the Russians, and so's the orange traitor running our government, and so's our government. All that's left is liberals in America. That's it. The last cops ain't doing shit. Army ain't doing shit. We're being terrorized by mass Gestapo, murdering American citizens, destroying their property, capping them full of holes if they hit their car. The liberals are, that's it. That's all that's left. And they will be removed. Don't worry. There is no one else. You understand that. Just the liberals. That's all that's in the way of this. Just like in Germany. That's why the liberals were targeted first. We on our own. I'm not saying I'm a liberal, but I am on your side. I'm on the side of not Reich. You understand that we all we got. No one coming to save us. We all we got. The Rubes and Patriots are bent over. Taking it. And loving it. We are all we fucking got. Understand the situation. Understand the game. Epstein asked his secretary to deal with Leon's pathetic attempts to invite himself to the island. Right, I already read that to you. And yes, that happened. I don't know. This looks like Ghislaine to me. Now, his secretary's name starts with a G, her last name. But that's not what her email looked like. I don't know. I already read it to you. Donnie posted this. This is weird, and I don't believe him for a second. He's basically saying that he's only going to use the Gestapo to guard, or maybe he means the military, to guard federal buildings. That would be a taco. That would be him retreating for some reason. Maybe the money. I don't know why. I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to read this because it's long. And we're almost at the end. There's only a couple more pictures left, so. Did I just see a shooting star? They happen quite often down here. It's not like miraculous or anything. They are cool to see, though. Holy shit, it's cold enough to snow. Fucking South Florida, holy fuck. Oh. Okay, let's read this piece of shit. Take a sip of water. What new devilry is this? I've instructed Christy the Gnome that under no circumstances are we going to participate in various poorly run Democrat cities. That would be Democratic scumbag. With regard to their protests and or riots, unless there are no riots. There are mass Gestapo terrorizing communities, and people are protesting it. You're lucky they ain't doing more, son. You real lucky. Because if this was France or something... Son, you don't even know. Please be... Oh, wait a minute. I skipped some shit. Riots unless and until they ask us for help. You're not helping. You're murdering people. You fucking murderer. We will, however, guard, and very powerfully so. How do you powerfully guard something? Any and all federal buildings that are being attacked by these highly paid lunatics. Well, can I get in on the action? I need some money. No, they're not highly paid. You're murdering people. You're terrorizing communities, Dottie, and you know it. That's why you're going to burn, son. My orange son. Highly paid lunatics, agitators, and insurrection. No, that would be the literal guys in masks. They are highly paid. That's why they out there. Again, straight inversion. The murderers, the criminals, are not the illegals, are not us. It's the Reich. Literally. We watch it daily. Highly paid lunatics, agitators, insurrectionists. Donnie's a literal insurrectionist who staged a coup. Straight inversion. Please be aware that I've instructed ICE and or Border Patrol to be very forceful in the protection of federal government property. There will be no spitting in the faces of our officers. There will be no punching or kicking headlights out of car. He's talking about vandalism and spitting. They murdering people. In the back, in the face. Again, inversion. Kicking the headlights out of our cars. There will be no rock or brick throwing at our vehicles or at our patriot warriors. No, they're actually traitors and criminals, murderers, rapists, pedophiles, wife beaters, drunks, terrorists. Literally. Not patriots at all. Neither is Donnie. He's a straight up Russian asset. Since 1987. Donnie Krasnov. Dumbass. And you know who I'm talking to. If there is, those people will suffer an equal or more consequence. Yeah, we know, Donnie, we watched your Gestapo shoot people in the back, shoot a little Spanish woman, ruining her hand, shoot a woman 5 times, shoot a woman in the face. We know, Donnie. That's why you're going to burn, son. In the meantime, by copy of this statement, I am informing local governments, as I did in LA, when they were rioting at the end of the Biden term, they weren't rioting, that you must protect your own state and local property. Well, that's what people were doing, Donnie, before you sent the murderers in. And you know this already. You're just the Antichrist. Lying your ass off. We are there to protect federal property. In addition, it's your obligation to also protect our federal property, buildings, parks, and everything else. We are there to protect federal property only as backup, in that it is local and state responsibility to do so. Last night in Eugene, Oregon, these criminals broke into a federal building, did great damage, also scaring and harassing hardworking employees. Well, Donnie, did you hear about the guys in masks that shot that man 10 times in the back? Did you hear about the guys in masks that shot that woman in the face? Donnie, did you hear about the guys in masks who shot that woman 5 times trying to kill her? Maybe you want to take a look at that. Instead of just looking at harassment and alleged break-ins. Fucking pedophile. That's the best part of this. An abject pedophile who's probably buried children on his fucking golf course is the one saying this. Never goddamn forget that. Scaring and harassing hardworking employees. Local police did nothing to stop it. I don't know if this is probably a fucking complete fabrication. We will not let that happen anymore. If our local governments are unable to handle the insurrectionists, agitators, anarchists, we will immediately go to the location where such help is requested and take care of the situation very easily, methodically, just as we did in LA riots 1 year ago, where the police chief said that we couldn't have done it without the help of the federal government. There to all complaining local governments, governors, mayors, let us know when you are ready. We will be there. But before we do so, you must use the word please. Please, Donnie, can you send the masked murderers to kill us? Or if I'm in government, state government, or local government, please, Donnie, send the mass murderers to kill our citizens. Can you believe this? Remember that I stated in the strongest of language to beware. ICE Border Patrol, or if necessary, our military will be extremely powerful and tough in the protection of our federal property. We will not allow our courthouses, federal buildings, or anything else under our protection to be damaged in any way, shape, or form. I was elected on a policy of border control, which has now been perfected. National security and law and order, says the pedophile. Law and order, says the convicted felon. Law and order, says the one pulling billion-dollar grifts right in front of our fucking face. Law and order, says the mass murderer. Law and order, says the guy who sends masked men with absolute immunity to kill American citizens. He was a convicted felon as well when you people voted for him. You don't give a fuck about law and order. You give a fuck about your racist being in power. That's it. But your racist happens to be the Antichrist, son. You know where he taking you? I already know. However many years we have left, I already know your future. I already know where you're going to end. I already know how you end. The lake. That's you, son. All day. Inevitable. Lest you change course, but I don't see that happening. I see you tripling down, son, because you know better. You all know better. This is genius, whoever made this. It's a picture of the Milky Way. You are here paying taxes to pedophiles. In case you're wondering where we are right now, that's why I'm showing you this. Your actual location and what you are doing, what the paradigm, what our reality actually is. You are here on that little planet in the Milky Way, paying taxes to pedophiles. Your tax money is also paying for your own literal subjugation. A whole nationwide infrastructure of concentration camps is being built on your dime. Donnie's going to build a stadium with 100,000 people for his gladiator fights, just like Rome, just like fucking Caligula, Nero, Hadrian. Donnie's got you paying for an arch, a ballroom, redoing his bunker, because he's going to be spending a lot of time down there once they go full Reich and full subjugation of all you idiots. That's coming soon before midterms. He'll be spending more time down in the bunker because there'll be riots. Rightfully so. Because Donnie's a goddamn criminal, Adolf Hitler. And there'll be camps and there'll be extermination and all that great stuff, just like Adolf did. That's what Donnie, again, that's why he had the speeches next to his bed. Hitler's speeches. You thought that was a joke, son? You thought that was light bedtime reading? That wasn't a man dreaming of being Adolf Hitler. Well, you're wrong. He was dreaming of being Adolf Hitler, and now he's executing it. And he's the Antichrist on top of it. So, your taxes are paying for your subjugation. Your taxes are supplying huge salaries and huge buckets of welfare to pedophiles like Pete Thale and Leon Scum and others. Your tax money is being used to open concentration camps in foreign lands, and here, a whole network. Your tax money is being used to send a mass Gestapo immune police force out to kill you and subjugate you and take your rights away and your property or your freedom or your life. In short, You are in a Nazi Reich run by the Antichrist. That is the paradigm you are in. If you are down with the Antichrist, this is the penalty you will pay. Eternal torture, torment, death. You were never written in the book of life. You never actually lived. Before you pay that final eternal price, and I'll read you the details one night, just not right now. I got to get up in the morning sun. You'll go through all these different plagues, and the plagues are horrific. There's even some creature or something that stings people. I don't know if that's modern technology or what it is. There's all kind of health conditions that happen to those who take the mark, because that's common. The reason why God what's the word I'm looking for? Dispenses his wrath upon you is because as you take the mark, you are saying this, literally. I no longer worship God, I worship the devil. I worship the Antichrist in his image. I want to be part of the beast system. Forget about that God guy. I know I talked about him my whole life. I put Bible quotes up. But Donnie shitbags. The Antichrist with the devil's blessing. I want to go that way. So that's what you'll be saying. You'll be renouncing God, and you'll be worshiping the devil via his Antichrist. That's the action and words and promise and vow you will be making when you take that mark. That's why God hates you. I'm not kidding. I'm trying to explain it to you. So God will hate you once you take that. And all kind of plagues will come upon you, to the point that the rich men are in caves saying, please let the rocks fall on us so we don't have to face the wrath of God. And you people will be begging to die, but God will not allow it until the appointed time. After you go through all of that, horrid plagues, just indescribable, directed right at you, son. Then the lake. That's why I want nothing to do with you or your gospel. I don't want to end up there. And I just don't have it in me. I don't in no realm would I enjoy rounding up little children, shooting Spanish women, little girls, shooting women in the face. I need a gun to take on a woman. Not that I want to. I have no desire to take on. I'm just saying. I need 9 guys to take on one guy and shoot him in the back. If you're arguing in favor of that, that's why you will burn. That's why God hates you. The scripture is there again. If you do something to children, be it pedophilia, locking them in a cage, preaching to lock them in a cage, preaching their mistreatment because they happen to cross an imaginary line, or they're a refugee and they have an asylum case going, because that's most cases. And you call them criminals. Meanwhile, your ancestors came to another land to escape what they were going through. But you don't consider any of that. This is you right here. And this is the end. Look at that big bad Gestapo man with full military gear and a mask and a gun, taking on that 5-year-old. Isn't he so brave? Aren't you brave for preaching that gospel? I'm sure the man will reward you mightily for preaching this gospel. Right, Christians? Right, Satanists? Right, pedophile worshipers? What does it say? You are the worst of the worst. Yeah, that's the promise that the Reich made, remember? We're only going after the worst. Just let me get my foot in the door so I can subjugate you all. Worst of the worst, we promise. There's no legal definition for that. You understand that. That's a complete vagary. They could call your mommy the worst of the worst. You dumb cunt. They could call your mommy Antifa. You dumb cunt. All Donnie wanted was his foot in the door for you to just allow it to take off. That's why I used the phrase worst of the worst. And he knew you fucking scumbags, you Satanists, you pedophile worshippers would go right the fuck along because you've been trained since 1945. Your granddaddy, your daddy, you been trained like fucking seals. Hitler equals socialism. Liberals equal evil. Meanwhile, you were the Satanists. You were the pedophiles. You were the fascists. You were the traitor white supremacists. The whole goddamn time. And if you're an ethnic minority that went along from 1945 to now, you were just a collaborator. That's all against your own people. That's all you ever were, son. So many of you doing it now. Almost, what, good 65% of Gestapo agents have a Latin fucking accent. Several of them are from fucking Puerto Rico. Look at this one more time. I've already given my warning about the mark. This is the gospel you're preaching. I don't care what argument you put forth to justify it. All I hear, son, is I am of Satan. As you argue so passionately to lock up 5-year-olds in concentration camps. I know locking that 5-year-old in the concentration camp, that's going to make America great again, as if it was ever great, son. This place was never great. How do I know? Because it ends like this. And you allowed it. That's how I know. This is the paradigm we are in. Mass cunt Gestapo murderers who kidnap 5-year-olds on video and send them to concentration camps. And a judge has to order them to let the 5-year-old out of the concentration camp. That's the gospel you're preaching. That's why you'll burn. I will hear no arguments in favor. Tell it to the devil when you burn him beside him. Have a wonderful evening.